So Will, it's good on the stream title also? Okay, awesome. Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining us for the segment, we have Chris Beals, CEO of Nasdaq-listed WM Technology. Chris, it's great to have you with us. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Thanks for having me on, Jill.
All right, you got it. And can you tell us what WM Technology, known as Weedmaps, does and how long it's been trading?
Yeah, so the best way to think of it is sort of an Amazon and Shopify for the cannabis sector. So we connect cannabis consumers with businesses, retailers, and brands. And so there's two parts to WM Technology: our marketplace, Weedmaps, which is what we were founded on in 2008, and has grown to be the largest marketplace for cannabis today. And then related to that is our business in a box software solution, WM Business, and that's a suite of e-com, marketing, and compliance software, which works hand in hand with the marketplace. As for going public, we announced our IPO in December 2020, and then started publicly trading on Nasdaq in June 21 with the ticker MAPS. That go public transaction was really a watershed moment for us because we're a rapidly growing software company. We've been profitable for all of our 14-year history, but now we have this great amount of dry powder for expansion, right, as we see the cannabis sector taking off.
And Chris, tell us more about your customers and how they engage with the technology.
Yeah, so starting with the marketplace side, cannabis consumers, we have over 14 million monthly active users, use our Weedmaps marketplace to discover brands, products, deals, place orders. And our users are the most valuable within all of cannabis based on their usage frequency. So over 90% of that MAU are people who consume cannabis once a month or more. And I'd also be remiss if I didn't mention that we have the most downloaded cannabis app as well. And on the business side, our WM Business clients, so these are dispensaries, delivery services, cannabis doctors, brands, utilize these solutions for everything from acquiring users, receiving transactions from the users, transaction fulfillment compliantly, user retargeting, and pretty much everything in between. But at the end of the day, our focal point is driving outsized revenue for the retailers and brands we support.
At a higher level, where does the U.S. cannabis industry stand today?
At a broad level, look, the momentum is picking up. It's never been moving faster than we see now. And as of this year, 37 U.S. states have legalized medical or recreational cannabis. But it's important to note all 37 of those states have completely different regulations and vertically integrated supply chains. And that won't change post-federal legalization. You know, states are still going to set their own laws and regs, and they're still going to want to protect the tax base and jobs they have within the states. That being said, it's estimated the U.S. retail market for cannabis right now is north of $80 billion. But the thing to note within that is legal cannabis sales still only account for about 21% of cannabis demand. The rest is people still shopping in the illicit market, even in legalized states. And so it's as simple as the industry needs more licenses. And there's going to be growth with new states coming online, but new states need to dramatically increase the number of licenses to grow legal market share. And we're seeing an increasing number of states realize that and start to address it with more license issuance. So right now, there's only about one licensed retailer for every 25,000 residents. And to put it simply, nobody wants to drive over an hour to get to the nearest cannabis store. And then the other thing is banking will also help. You know, we have the largest marketplace for cannabis. We can't put payment rails in that marketplace until we see some form of federal legalization or at least federal allowment of broad banking access. And then, you know, at a broader level, federal legalization is obviously the big macro growth opportunity for the sector.
Right. And in addition to banking issues for cannabis retailers, what are some other top-level challenges facing businesses in the industry?
Yeah, so the biggest fundamental challenge is retailers and brands have a lot of difficulty reaching actual high-frequency cannabis consumers. It's a really small segment, about 12 to 13% of the U.S. population, and traditional channels just can't fill this need. And that's not a legalization thing. That's a data and audience segmentation and product issue. And even when these retailers and brands reach consumers, they have challenges telling their story and surfacing the right info that's going to get people to actually transact. So for retailers, real-time inventory. Most shops have over 400 SKUs and dozens of SKUs changing daily. THC and CBD levels, price comparison, price by weight or potency. So, you know, how much THC you get for a buck, clinical effect. And all this requires normalized data that doesn't exist outside of, frankly, what we have. On the brand side, there's a really staggering fact. Twice as many people shop by clinical effect of cannabis as brand. And so how do the brands surface that information? What stores are selling their products at any given time, given that SKU churn you see? And then once they do convert, how do you service them given all the compliance regs? You have to real-time GPS track cannabis deliveries. You have to update state track and trace systems. You have to do a bunch of other compliance tasks. And if you want to get that user again, you need great targeting info, personalization. What did they buy? What products can you market to them? And so anyway, that's just a small slice of the complexity.
And finally, Chris, what are the ways Weedmaps technology solves these complex challenges?
Yeah, look, given that we're the most scaled marketplace with the most downloaded app, we have aggregated all the right eyeballs that these retailers and brands need to reach. And so as you can see in this slide, we built a suite of e-com enablement solutions that pair with the marketplace. So you empower e-com on your website. That's sort of a Shopify type element, a CRM software, delivery fleet management. And more importantly, they all work seamlessly together and they're compliant with these regulations. So truly the industry's only business in a box solution. We also have the scale to support that going forward. We're a 14-year-old company that's been consistently profitable. And on the heels of our go public, we now have over 700 employees focused on growing customer revenue and profitability. Also, the other thing is we have over a decade. We have the largest trove of first-party shopping data, and we're turning that into personalized recommendations and targeting information that can help increase the basket size and the size of the transaction that these businesses get. And then to get the data, to make it all simple to populate the data that consumers need, we have integrations with almost 100 point of sale systems to ingest all of the data and normalize it so that consumers will actually shop and transact with these people. And so, I really believe we're in a universal one when it comes to powering critical revenue growth for these businesses.
All right, Chris, we appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.
Thank you.